What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame.
I don't know. I don't know about all this.
Mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack.
I keep getting a cramp. Must be dehydrated.
And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame. Haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Oh, I forgot to stop the music. Look at that. Messed up already. Messed up already. Here we go.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most
That's right,
intrigued
Disney.
in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome everybody. That's Linda Binda. Long time no see, guys. What's going on? What's happening? What's up? Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Beer Confessional. And I'm here, apparently. Mariah finally let me out of the house. She's had me on lockdown and wouldn't let me come stream. I've been trying. And she said no. So that's who you can blame. I have been updating TikTok. We've been doing some work around the campground, tearing some shit down. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. With somebody, I'm not going to mention any names, decided to make some merch for the One Wheel stuff, Disaster Man One Wheel, and they thought that this size shirt would fit me. This is a Chinese child's medium. It doesn't fit. But we do have merch. I don't know if we're going to sell it or what we're going to do, but it's pretty cool. Disaster Man, One Wheel Relief, gas cans, and that's me. I don't know if you guys noticed, that's me. So there you go. We got that. What else? No, she actually sent me a shirt that did fit. Thank you very much. She called and asked for my sizes. That's one of the kids' shirts. They haven't wore theirs yet. Me and Mariah wore ours, and Mariah already confiscated the fucking hoodie. But yeah, that's one that for the kids. They haven't worn theirs yet. We've been doing Halloween stuff. So the kids are fixing to go back to school, which is going to be kind of complicated because we still don't have a road. So I guess we're going to take them out to the car, like to the end of the road by side, in the mornings and bring them back that way in the afternoon. And then we'll be picking them up and then taking them the rest of the way in the car. And then we'll pick them up the same way, come in halfway or to the end of the road by car, and then take the side-by-side in and out. The campground got a side-by-side because it's the only way we're going to have to get in and out for months. And the owner has a husband who has dementia, and he's over at the VA now, so she has to have a way to go see him, and she's going to pick him up, and he's coming home tomorrow, so he has to have a way in and out. It would be way too hard to walk in. He gets sidetracked pretty easy, so there you go. Yeah, we got a GoFundMe now. So there's a GoFundMe for the campground. This is to help rebuild the actual campground. This isn't a scam. This isn't bullshit. This isn't all that stuff. This is just, it's going to be cold as fuck, Mariah. That's stupid, but whatever. This is to actually rebuild the campground. So the beneficiary is the owner of the campground, which would be Lisa. It was made by her good friend, Scott. This isn't like a scam saying we're going to help the community and then just keeping all the money and taking a trip to Colombia. This is actually fully campground. I'll read it to you. It's to help rebuild Nolichucky Gorge Campground after Helene. Nolichucky Gorge Campground has been the fixture of Northeast Tennessee and the river community for decades, started by the legendary Rick Murray, who owned it until his death in 2022. The property remains in the family and continues to serve visitors every year, providing them with the opportunity to create lasting memories in one of the most beautiful settings in the southern Appalachians. This is now sadly at risk. The campground was at ground zero when Helene tore through the region on September 27, 2024, and suffered major flood damage, losing all but one of its buildings. The flood also removed 20 to 25 feet of riverbank along the entire length of the property, including most of the tent camping sites. It's probably more than 20, 25 feet because our sites were 30 feet by 25 feet, and that still left like extra for like the river access. It's probably more than that. Not only the entire length of the property, including most of the tent camping sites. A significant part of the remaining property is under several feet of sand and debris. That's what we tore down this building yesterday that's in this picture. We tore down this building and burned it. If you watched on my TikTok, you would see I had a buddy that brought an excavator, a little mini X. We tore it down and made a big bonfire out of it. One of the hardest parts is going to be we don't have equipment to move the sand. And there are feet and feet and feet of sand. You know how hard it is to shovel sand? Like, you got to have some type of piece of equipment. So we're either going to have to rent it or hire somebody to come in there and do it. It's going to suck. A significant part of the remaining property is under several feet of sand and debris. Recovery, including the rebuilding and repair of the bathrooms. So one of the biggest things, if we're going to reopen, will be we have to have a bathhouse. Shut the fuck up, too. God damn. Fucking come right in here and fucking get the fuck out of here. No one cares. You donated $200. We don't give a fuck. Bye. Anyways, one of the things that we'll have to do is rebuild a bathhouse. I think because we're like a public access or whatever, we have to have public restrooms. And if people are camping, of course they're going to want restrooms, right? So that's one of the biggest things. We'll have to do something with that. So that's going to be an expense, I guess. Yeah. Hold on, let me finish this. Anyways, we'll have to rebuild bathhouses and we'll have to rebuild an office. Those are the two big things, I think. Somewhere for people to check in, pay, get their day passes or whatever, and then bathrooms to use. It says repair of the bathrooms, cabins, main office, and campsites will require significant investment, and they, like many affected by this unprecedented disaster, do not have flood insurance to pay for the recovery, given that most of the property was above what is considered the normal floodplain. So the lower part, that's right. You're cold-hearted, ungrateful if you don't suck Trump's dick. I'm tired of Will not liking Trump. I donated. I don't give a fuck. God damn. The lowest portion of like right at the river's edge was floodplain. Everything above that was not. It was probably 10 foot higher than the floodplain area. So everywhere the cabins were, where we're at, where the office is, where all that was not on a floodplain. So flood insurance is kind of tricky with what they cover and what they don't cover. They need our help. Please consider making a financial donation to help this longtime regional cornerstone get back on their feet. All funds go directly to the campground. Thank you, Scott Fisher. And Scott Fisher is the owner of the Nolichucky Outdoor Learning Institute, which also is Noli, which is what people call the river, like shorthand for the Nolichucky. And he was the guy. I told you that our property also owned an island. And on that island, there was a building there where he taught a class there through the Nolichucky Outdoor Learning Institute. And he's good friends with the previous owner and the current owner. So he made the GoFundMe for him. I'm just sharing it, but there you go. It's the GoFundMe link if you guys want to support it. This doesn't go to me, although I probably would get, if we make the money, I'll probably be working there again. And if we don't, I'll just be living there until I don't anymore, and then I'll figure something else out. But there you go. There's the donation link. Share it. If nothing else, we'd appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. What else? We burnt down the building. We burnt a couple buildings. We're cutting a bunch of trees. Still no road. We still have like only a side-by-side, four-wheeler, hiking. That's the only ways to get in and out. But us having a side-by-side has made it a lot easier. The owner's daughter came up and brought it from Nashville. A Kenneth Woody, our boy Ken Woody, still out and about doing his thing. I don't think he understands words. So now he is apparently suing me as a class action lawsuit. But I think if you're going to talk about stuff like that, you need to know what it means. So a class action lawsuit is when a group of people is considered a class by a judge, by a federal judge, right? And they're considered a class because they were all affected by this one business or this one product or whatever. The first step is declaring a class. He's not a class. So I don't know what he's talking about, a class action lawsuit. He just obviously made that up. But he's like, a lot of people have told, all the lawyers I talked to told me I'd win. So he's making posts about me now. Hold on, I'll show you some. I had to log into a different account, but I'll show you some. Yeah, he shared my personal Facebook page, and in parentheses where you're supposed to put like how to pronounce your name, I put Turd Ferguson, which is a joke back to like an old SNL skit, right? Turd Ferguson was Burt Reynolds on fucking SNL Celebrity Jeopardy. He wrote his name as Turd Ferguson, which is a joke, right? Not to Kenneth. That my name in parentheses says it all. That's what he said. We need veterans and first responders that lost their homes. We have a bunch of trailers that we need to get set up for them, like yesterday. Well, that's not Kenneth, but thanks for sharing it, I guess. He's really mad that I told people he didn't actually lose his home. Very, very upset about it. And he's going to sue us. He's going to sue me and the campgrounds and Lisa, even though I don't even work there anymore. I haven't worked there since the morning after the flood. That's when all operations ceased. I think that was the 28th or 29th. That was the last day I worked there. But that doesn't stop him from making his threats and playing victim and shit. I also wanted to show you the letter that he got that stated his things. He made a post here. I wonder if I already passed over it. Hold on. He's like, I need to clear this up again, which is actually the first time he's ever tried addressing it. Well, I didn't actually get flooded. I had a leak. Yeah, you're only addressing that because I forced you to address that, bro. It's not, I have to clear this up again. You're just finally talking about it, right? Okay. I'd like to share this again to clear up some things as to the plot of the 19-foot camper, a.k.a. the Gypsy Wagon, still in the Nolichucky Gorge. Posts were made saying I lost everything. Posts were made saying I lost everything. I have a leaking camper stuck in there till who knows how long. But what he's not saying is if he hadn't attacked the owner verbally, not physically, called her a dumb bitch, and tried to squat in a cabin that has no heat, right? That's the only reason she didn't let him stay in the cabin, is because there's no way to safely heat it. Then he could still be living there. I have a leaking camper stuck in there till who knows how long. So yes, it's essentially lost. And that's what she told me she'd been told in exactly her words. She was told that no water got in the camper from the flood caused by the hurricane, but it was leaked in the wall from the ceiling. So he had a marker light on the front of his camper that had a drip 6 months ago. And he pedaled around and tried telling everybody at the campground as if they were going to drop everything they had to go fix his home and let it leak. And the day after the flood, he was screaming he had molds. First of all, the floodwaters never reached him. It rained. How do you get mold the next morning? How do you get mold the next morning? So basically, his excuses are, yes, everybody's posting I lost my home and everything in it. But that's actually true, because even though I didn't lose it and floodwater never wrenched it and didn't sweep it away into the river, I just can't access it because I attacked the campground owner and called her a dumb bitch and tried squatting in a cabin. So that's his clarification. He's sharing all this stuff from the tiny home. Good morning, my possessions, and starting my day this morning, and this is what fit on a ATV trailer. And undoing, then redoing this a couple of more times a day, looking for stuff I need in the process. So the 3 totes of food, 2/3 was bought last night at around around $80. Sorry. I remember when you could get a buggy of groceries and pay at least another bill with that 80 and give the kids lunch money for school. So this is what he's saying is this is all he owns, right? I honestly think that woman's going to end up having to give him the camper. I don't think she can back out. She's in a bad spot. She took everybody else's word, because who thinks that somebody would lie like this? You know what I mean? So she took everybody else's word for it. And I feel like she's in a bad. She was trying to do something good. This guy has scammed his following. His following went and nominated him for this shit. And of course she picked him. It was friends of hers and people she knew, right? Acquaintances of both of them. And even though she knows the truth now, he's just going to attack her online, right? And she has a business to protect and shit. I don't know. Oh, well. He shares a thank for the Samaritan's Purse. Good morning. One of these walks a scooter. Mr. Giggles is his dog. Mr. Giggles. Okay. Cordial communication with Miss Lisa McNabb. Now, you tell me if this isn't cordial. If anything, this is less than business. This is what I told Lisa. I said I read it on his post. If anything, this isn't like a business address. This is more like friends talking, right? Like somebody, like just regular people talking. It's less businessy, but it definitely isn't non-cordial, right? He's saying this sarcastically. This is my cordial communication. Here we go. It says, Kenneth. Oh, wait, let's do this. She attached a memo, too. We'll read in a second. October 15th, 2024. Kenneth, as you can see from the memo with this letter, then I informed all my previous long-term tenants in January that we were moving to a rent increase of $600. to be considerate of their budgets, I decided to do it in increments over the year of 2024, and everyone living long-term would be at the rate of $600 by January of 2025. So basically, at the start of this year, they called around to other campgrounds to check the rates. Most rates were $600 or more. We were still at $500. So she sent out a memo and told everybody the rate's going to go up to $600. But because I'm just telling you this, it's going to go up in increments until by the end of 2024, everybody's paying $600. But new people that come in 2024 are just starting at $600, right? I'm not going to have them start at $525 in May, then go up to $550. Then I'm just going to start those people at $600. She was just trying to be nice to the people that had been there for a while, right? And so everybody knew that it was coming. It would raise incrementally, and it wouldn't be so hard on your wallet instead of just going up immediately. So basically, by the January 2025, everybody's going to be paying $600. If you were there before 2024, you were going up in increments. And if you came during 2024, you were starting at $600, which is what Kenneth did. That's why he was starting at $600. Now, his claim that he made was that Lisa somehow mistreated him because he was paying $600. Some people were paying $550, and some people were paying even less. And he doesn't know why he got the highest rate. But even that claim is dumb. If she wanted to charge him $1,000 and charge someone else $200, that's 100% in her power, right? She could say it's because of the spot, or it's because of the size of your camper, or it's because how many people live with you, or whatever, right? It's a fee for putting up with your fucking bullshit. If she wanted to charge the lowest rate and the highest rate, there's no lease, there's no agreement. This is a campground, right? And it's month to month. Anyways, my tenants who have been here before 2024 are currently paying $570 monthly. So whoever told you they were paying $550 was incorrect. Their rent will increase to $600 in January, provided we are able to reopen. Anyone who came on property in 2024 as a long-term tenant is paying $600 monthly. So far, so good. That's cordial, right? You paid your October rent in the office, and Amanda, which is a person who works in the office, Amanda dropped it in the wall safe that was in the cabinet in the office. That's what we do with rents. There was a wall safe that was bolted to the wall. We dropped the rent in there until Lisa would pick it up. I don't know, whenever. Not to mention he agreed to pay them out. Yeah, you can't agree to pay them out, then find out someone's paying $50 less and then throw a fit. Anyways, it was Amanda dropped it in the wall safe that was in the cabinet in the office. It was washed away. So she mailed Kenneth a check for his rent, for his October rent, because he paid it early. It got dropped in the wall safe, cash, and she refunded that amount, even though the wall safe washed away. So she just ate that cost of the $600 for his rent because he was bitching about it online. And she had no idea that he had paid rent early until Amanda told her after the flood. It was washed away. I was unaware that you had prepaid. I have reimbursed 2 other tenants for October that paid by Venmo. This is true. I had to help her with her Venmo account to get these people refunded. I'm certainly not trying to keep anyone's money. In fact, because I wasn't able to read the electric meters for September's usage, I ended up paying everyone's electric bill for September except for the Schnecks. She, which is the female Schneck, the wife, she actually realized that what was going on and paid me according to her previous month's bill. That was very considerate of her. Has anybody seen anything that's not cordial so far? As to the matter of you booby-trapping the rustic cabin, when you come to collect the rest of your belongings, you will need to bring a deputy with you. That is for your protection and mine as well. Should you not want to be present, whoever that gathers your belongings will need to have a deputy with them. I can call the sheriff's office and make prearrangements or meet them at the end of the road. We will give you to the end of October to voluntarily get your belongings. Should you choose not to do that, I will have a deputy come and open the cabin because of the previous threats that were made. If you want someone to work on arrangements towards getting your stuff, you may reach out through Tony, which is a guy that he had been texting that still lives at the campground, or contact the office at Nola Chucky, and she gives out the email. And then she signs it, Lisa. Seems legit to me. I mean, you guys can decide on your own. But seems legit to me. And then she included a check with it. And then she also included this memo here. And the memo says, it's dated January 16th of 2024. And it says, to my long-term tenants, after reviewing the numbers from last year and comparing our rates with local community campgrounds, I have been advised to pass along a rent increase so we can continue with the improvements we have been working on. Rent will increase in 3 stages, in a 3-stage process, so it will be easier to assimilate into your household budgets. On March of 2024, it'll go up $35, which will make it $535. August of 2024, it'll go up another $35, which would be $570. And then in January of 2025, it'll go up $30, which would be $100 total, and that'll take you from January 2024 till January 2025, you'll go from 500 to 600 in 3 stages. By January 2025, everyone should be at the $100 increase from where you are now. As of last July, we no longer offer the discounted lot rate for long-term RV tenants. This will level the playing field and get all RV lot rents on the same rate. If you are already at $600 a month, your rent will not go up. Now, just this note being here proves that she's not lying, because some people had moved in and like December or January and they were already at 600. So just her saying if you're already at 600, your rent will not go up proves that she was telling the truth about it. Rental houses will go up the same rate increase as well, another $100. Thanks for working with me, Lisa. What the fuck? Now, if we go read his comments on this, it's very interesting the way he reads this. Again, from his extreme paranoia. And by the way, I'm not supposed to be covering her, okay? Not supposed to be covering her. Or I'm not supposed to be covering him because he's going to sue me, right? Let's read all the comments. One of the funniest things is I know they've already picked the tiny jewelry box lock that was on the cabin from a few posts that were made. What? His cabin, he put a lock on his cabin. He put a lock on his cabin and no one's been in it. I haven't been in it. Lisa hasn't. No one's been in it. Not according to Kenneth. They already picked the lock. I do like picking locks, just not random ones. Then Deborah says, obviously she's lacking some common sense after what has happened to the campground. She seems cold-hearted. Although I don't know the whole story, the devastation is bad enough for you all. She could give you all a heartfelt break, let everyone get back on their feet first, and then decide an increase in rent. But no. Are you telling me that in January of 2024, she knew that there was going to be a flood in September of 2024? Is that the claim here, Deborah? LaRon says, Kenneth, if what they are saying about you is not true, it's borderline defamation of character. You need a lawyer. But it is true. I think I'm safe. Yes, it's her cabin. Trish says, rent will increase in January for $600. Sounds like some had cheaper rent. Why she's stating it will go up come January and send out letters to let everybody know. She just lied in that letter. That's how I took it. What? Because she's telling people rent will go up in the future, she's lying? That's what Trish Dockery says. And then this is the comment I wanted to get to. Kenneth Woody says, Trish Dockery, she threatened me also if you read between the lines. How? She threatened me also if you read between the lines. Where? Between which lines? You psychopath. And then Trish comes back and says, hope she gets in trouble for what she has done. I read you the whole letter, okay? I didn't edit anything out. I didn't do anything. The only part I didn't read was the actual email address at the bottom. I just said it's that she put their email address. Where was the threat? Who did it? This is why his own family told me that they've tried to house him twice, and he cannot live with them because he accuses them of trying to poison them or steal from him or set him up to be murdered or hire hitmen or whatever his paranoia feels like that day. Listen, I wouldn't say anything negative. Can anybody tell me that there is a hidden threat in that message I just read? You're entitled to your own opinion. I won't even address it. But there's no way that I can find. She said because you stated you booby-trapped the cabin, you need to bring an officer with you. That's probably the most aggressive language in the whole fucking letter. But that's not even a threat, right? If she would have said, because tensions are high and I'm pretty pissed off, you better bring a deputy, maybe. But like, what the fuck? If you read between the lines, she threatened me. By the way, he claims that we picked the lock. This is how fucking dumb he is. He claims we picked the lock, right? First of all, there was 2 locks on it. One of them they had already broken off because I guess he got drunk and locked himself out one night. And the second lock was on top of the door. And another person that was at the campground that's friends with him called him while we were all working at the campground and asked if he could go in the cabin. He told him just to break the lock. Go in the cabin. I wish he wouldn't have done that, so we would have still had like a chain of custody or whatever that it was locked. But he gave somebody permission to break the lock and go in. And now he's like, I know they already picked the lock. Here we go. My request this evening from Miss Lisa McNabb. Lawyer over conservatorship request from me to Nolichucky Gorge. Good afternoon. Due to a series of harassment from your employees, I need the lawyer over the campground in your conservatorship, Miss Lisa McNabb. He thinks I'm still an employee, and he thinks that this can control me. He shares a bunch of reviews. He went and found every negative review he could find from the campground and shared all them and says, Nolichucky Gorge campground reviews, you can run a pawn shop but suffer dealing with human beings, it seems. Says new caretaker claims to be previous owner's sister but is not. I know who this is. So this guy's a local meth head. His name's Daniel. I know who left this. I read it when it did. Previous owner's sister but is not. So this guy's questioning that the blood relative that took over the campground after Rick died is actually not a relative. Like he would know somehow. They're not even related. What? Okay. Was staying at the camp 100 feet away from this establishment. Was walking on public national land right on the water, and this old lady came up to ask us what we were doing. We said, going up the river, and she said, no, you're not. She then proceeded to chase us. This place is trying to charge $5 for day pass. They have public national park land blocked off. So this isn't true. Our property is private property. What people want to do is there's a trail through the national forest to go to this area called the beach. But it's like a trail that goes away from the river and comes back around. It's probably a quarter of a mile. It's not very far. What people want to do is they want to walk across our property as like a shortcut to the beach. And because we fund that property, they use our bathhouse, they cut through our property. We ask anybody that uses our property to have a day pass. It's $5 a person. And then people get mad. If you want to walk, you can either take the trail or walk in the river. But if you cross our private property, we ask that you have a day pass. People get super upset about that. But none of it's a public national park land. It's private property. Next, I will never stay at this campground. She was very rude to my family and I because we wanted to walk 30 feet to a trail, which is U.S. forestry property. Again, a lie. They tried to charge us $5 a person just to have a fun day at the river. Yeah, show me a for-profit business that doesn't charge you for using their services or facility. Okay. Next. Most definitely will never stay there. The owner is extremely rude and yelled at my teenage daughter. Oh, this woman and her husband who called my wife and the people in the office a stupid bitch. If I could have found him, I'd have knocked his fucking teeth out for telling people they needed a day pass to use our facilities. And they're like, no, we're friends with somebody staying here. And they're like, well, you still need a day pass to use our facility. If you're not staying with us, then you need a day pass to use our facilities. You can't just say my friends are staying here and use our facilities. And then they're drunk. Her drunk husband, and in front of his daughter, called all the women that were 2 or 3 women that were standing there talking to him dumb bitches before he fucking left. I remember I was there the day this happened. I just wasn't. I was on the other side of the campground. If you want a nice place to stay at USA Raft. That's our neighbor, USA Raft. They have friendly staff and an amazing environment. He leaves this one out. Love it here. Will definitely be. He leaves that one out. Okay. A friend of mine has been staying there for a while until the horrific floods hit northeast Tennessee. He lost his camper from the flooding and was told that he could stay in an empty cabin, but then was immediately told to get out. The owner has treated these campers horribly when they have lost absolutely everything they had due to a flood. I think her name is Lisa McNabb. This is just one of Kenneth's people, right? And he didn't lose everything. He wasn't immediately told to get out of a cabin. He was told he couldn't stay there through winter because there's no way to heat the cabin. You got her there, Kenneth. I think her name is Lisa McNabb. I have reported her to FEMA and everyone else. How could you just throw people out on the streets when they have lost everything they had? I will make damn sure that this goes viral, lady. You better ask God for forgiveness. We're in a race to make it go viral. We're in a race to make it go viral. There. What was her name? Mimi. Kenneth spreading his lies everywhere else. I tried to stay at this campground for 2 nights. I had to leave after 1. There were a lot of dogs running free. The first night when we got there, we went walking, and the first thing I stepped in was a pile of dog poop. I don't even think this is our campground. Oh, this is from 2014? He's bringing up campground reviews from 10 years ago. Lisa's only been there for, she's been there for 3 years. The previous owner died 2 years ago. We don't even allow dogs off leash. There's only one dog that's Chase, like the campground dog, that's even allowed off leash. 10-year-old reviews, bro. You got us. You got us, Kenneth. He couldn't find more than 5 negative reviews without going over 10 years. What the fuck, dude? Good afternoon. Here's me. He's trying to make me famous. See me there? Turd Ferguson. That's me around. That's a good picture. Good afternoon, everyone. It's time. This is who all the rude comments are coming from and are encouraged daily. So I just have to clear a lot up, I guess. This old boy is the maintenance man who threatened me twice at camp before I left. I've tried to forgive and forget all, but he continues to make videos on YouTube and TikTok about me and the beautiful angels who are trying to help me. That sounds creepy, old boy. The beautiful angels who are trying to help me. He is pure evil. His wife, Maria, also as well as the pawn shop, mentally unstable conservator of the campground, Lisa McNabb. I have stood by long enough, and if you kind folks will watch his Trump and Mr. Ken hate videos, I love how he likes to talk to himself in the third part. Just Mr. Ken and Mr. Giggles, my puppy. Trump and Mr. Ken hate videos, and fabricated evidence they turned over to the Unicoi County Sheriff's Department, I'd appreciate it. I've been waiting on that hearsay-based call. Please contact me if you need me. Where was it found? Who found it? If he didn't threaten me, why did his wife post, "I ran like a thief in the night"? Because you did. You ran like a thief in the night after talking shit about all of us. All I told you was if you had something to say, I'm right here. You don't have to post it on Facebook. If you took that as a threat, I'm sorry. Anyways, I am a man and I stand up. Well, not all the way up. You're kind of hunched over. I'm a man and I stand up when not treated right. Your boss, the pawn star queen, should have taken the long time coming consultation I gave her and let it go. But no. So he's saying when she told me that I needed to return to my undamaged camper because there was no way to heat the cabin, and I flipped out on her, cussed her out, told her I was going to sue her, put her in her place the way her daddy should have, that he should just let that, everybody should just let that go, right? He should just be able to threaten and yell and scream and cuss out this lady. Everybody's just going to let it go? Huh. Weird. That's right, Hatchie County. I saw yours, actually. But no. She had encouraged this piece of human garbage to continually harass, past tense, and threaten good, decent people and fabricated false evidence. Just my thoughts, and the name in parentheses says it all. See how it says Turd Ferguson? That's an SNL joke, but I'm assuming this guy doesn't do comedy. He's asking for people to send me comments. His TikTok I'm a click video is shown here. That's a YouTube video. I am here. Anyone want to charge me with anything? The campground has my number. Also, I need the lawyer that runs that campground and is the conservatorship over it. If this continues one more day, a class action lawsuit. You can be a shitbag, a grifter, and a piece of shit right online, but you're going to have to take people that figured it out calling you a grifter and a piece of shit and a shitbag, right? A class action law. Kenneth thinks that he has declared, you know how Michael Scott in The Office comes out and he's like, I declare bankruptcy. That's basically what I am a class. So a federal judge has to decide that you're a class of people that have been damaged in some way, and that the only way that they can seek relief is if they band together and hire a lawyer, right? That's how a class action works. I don't think he understands. A class action lawsuit will begin on the conservator, Miss Lisa McNabb. The conservatorship should be stripped from her and gave to someone who would promise to run it like Rick, her brother and much beloved, did. This guy's never met Rick, never spoke to Rick, never hung out with Rick, never talked to Rick. Like, now he's talking about her family, who he's never met. Should have run it like Rick did back in the day when I was still before I left my ex-wife for another woman and claimed she poisoned me, or whatever he's saying. Try me. Now, here's the part that scared me to my core. I'm literally shaking. Right? I'm literally shaking right now. Yeah, like 10 years ago when all the bad reviews come from. He says he's going to file a class action lawsuit if I ever speak about him again against the campground. Then he says 5 lawyers say, go after you hard. He's called 5 lawyers. Had 5 consultations, and I got 5 extra views on my YouTube video. And all 5 lawyers, not even all 10 dentists recommend toothpaste. It's always 9 out of 10, right? But all 5 lawyers that he spoke with are like, go after him hard. Go get him. This is a payday waiting. Jesus Christ. All 5 of them? Anyways, we'll go to the comments. 5 lawyers gave 5 free consultations. All comments. Here we go. You are a nice guy and other people are jealous and hateful. All your peeps will show up to court with you. Is that how you think courts work? You see how many people you can get to show up? Is that, you just think it's like everybody that shows up gets a vote or something? Let me add, so this person right here I did have an encounter with, okay? On my TikTok video when I was talking about Kenneth, and I was like, you guys want a story time about this nut job who threatened to kill me and all this shit? She's like, didn't his camper get stuck there and the road washed away and he can't get it out? And I was like, yeah, his undamaged camper is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And the reason he was asked to leave is because of threats he made and stuff. He wasn't even asked to leave. He did that on his own volition. He would have been asked to leave eventually, but he left like the night of, right? He snuck out in the middle of the night, escaped with a shotgun. Anyways, but he would have been asked to leave. But he was asked to leave the cabin because there's no good way to heat it and return to his undamaged camper. And I was like, but since you know him, please tell him that I turned in his drug paraphernalia and drugs he left to the police department, which I thought was a funny joke. But anyways, she's like, oh, no, I don't know him. I just care a lot by people. I was affected by the storm, too, because I'm a hiker and live in North Carolina. But I don't really care about all this. So I commented back and said, well, you seem like you care about this because you're advising him to get a lawyer. I found another comment of hers on his video. You're advising him to get a lawyer and sue me. You seem like you care about this, so I just thought you might want to know the truth. And that's where it ended. She blocked me because I said it just seems like you might want to know the truth about the situation. So here we go. Here's her retelling of it. Let me add my encounter with this person I do not know. I asked a question on his TikTok when he said he was going to tell a story about you. The question I asked was about your camper. From just a few exchanges, he became rude with me. Not sure why other than needing to fuss and fight. Because you told him to sue me and you don't even know the truth. You're being dumb as shit. I don't have time for nonsense, so I blocked him. However, he did say he was trolling you and reading what and who was talking to you on the threads about the campground. If the campground is gone, what are they defending? From what they said, it was uninhabitable, right? I never said I was trolling him. I said I saw you comment. You have the same name on TikTok you do on Facebook. So when I saw that name popped up, I was like, oh, this is the bitch who's like, I would sue the hell out of them. They can't do this to you. And I thought you might want to know the truth. The truth. Anyways, he responds, it's been deemed unlivable. Diesel contaminants, biohazards, etc. I have her letter and my insurance said the sheriff's office told her the same. The letter was typed up to present to FEMA. It's like what FEMA wanted and required. We don't have a road. That's our biggest problem. Dawn says, she responds back with, I know it held a special place in your heart for some time. He's only been there for a few months. And I hate it happened to you and the other campers, but glad you're rid of that kind of people. The people who made several hundred trips in bringing him supplies. Yeah, I'm glad you're rid of those people. Don says, don't let them cause you to have a heart attack. You're healthy now except the arthritis, so stay calm. Uh-oh, that could be talk to your 5 lawyers and see if you can get me on raising your blood pressure. That'd be a good one. 5 out of 5 lawyers agree. Denise says, this is harassment. Sorry you're dealing with this. I was hoping for you to go visit once last time to make sure you see exactly what you left and may want. If you go, bring someone with you. Just more evidence per possible court case. Maybe something can be straightened out and healing can occur and chapter close for good. Cutting all ties, this can be done professionally if you go. Be safe and keep records of all of this. Yeah, record it. That's what I do. You'd be surprised what all I've recorded, Kenneth. Just listen to what Dwayne says. Just listen to what God says, not people. Don't waste energy to even entertain them. When giving people give things, they are gifts, which means it's none of their business. Unless you're lying to receive those gifts, then it becomes my business, whether you like it or not. Kenneth says, I just need to give her a olive branch if she accepts. After that, Adult Protective Services, the Tennessee Human Rights Commission, and will it was offer. We'll see. I'm a honorable man, but I stand up to atrocities committed on those who are too weak to speak. So far, so good. I'm watching, though. He's going to get Adult Protective Services after me. By the way, the only reason that I even responded to him is because he called Lisa a dumb bitch. Right? I was going to my camper, and he came to talk to me. I said, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to your family members. I heard you're suing us all because you've been asked to move out of the cabin and back to your camper. I'm done. And he said, well, she's been a dumb bitch since. That's why I responded to him. Adult Protective Services. I'm watching. I like that. You're trying to do the right thing and are a kind, honorable guy. Ken, I hope you're watching. You know how many people have tried to unsuccessfully sue me? I bust grifters online. Everybody says they're going to sue me. About 1/10 of those people actually try. You know how many have stuck? None. 0. Send me a cease and desist. Fuck. I'll wipe my ass with it and mail it back, return to sender. You are a kind, honorable guy. All of this can be handled so much better, like in my long comment this morning. Handled in person, not on social media. You don't have to deal with the guy who is provoking you. Obviously, jealousy is there. Yeah, I'm jealous of the 90-year-old man who lives with his dog, Mr. Giggles. It's jealousy. It's not the fact that you cussed out the only people that were trying to help you and then tried to call her a dumb bitch in front of me. Yep, you're right. I'm jealous. Just talking with the manager and owner only. If you go back one last time, I wouldn't engage with him. Only the people who are sending you business letters. This is ethical. I am one of those who tries to fix things. Find justice when you're not the wrong people creating havoc. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. The management there is enough. Can be settled without a circus act going on. This doesn't have to get worse. God watches all, always. Good luck. Dina says, just move forward and let this all go. You have good people standing behind you and a new home. People are always going to hate and try to bring others down. Take the high road. I've tried. You watch the vids and you see what you think. I'm over it. I completely understand. I want to call people out several times a day, but it just causes me stress, and they still won't care or look at it objectively. Just make your point by moving forward and living the best life, and keep sharing those photos and videos of you and your best buddy, Mr. Skittles. Mr. Giggles, I'm sorry. They brighten my day. She's causing people pain and suffering, and I just don't stand for that. I'll fight like H. If I have to, I'm tired of it. Who is she causing pain and suffering to? Debbie says, nobody needs to be harassing. That's definitely for an attorney to handle. I'll always stand with you. CDM, I have some info. I bet. Randall Woody says, needs to be reported to YouTube. And Kenneth says, please do, brother. Debbie says, yes, report him. Lisa Howe says, they have a spot in hell for people like them. I thought we were doing Bible verses and stuff, guys. Which Bible verse is that? The guy who exposes me for lying deserves a spot in hell. Was that in the fucking Austin 3:16? I can't remember all the fucking Bible verses. Sherry says, hell is waiting on those sorry ass people. Kenneth, you are a better person than they are. Don't let get you down. Sue their asses. Make them pay for what they've done to you. And the Lord is my shepherd. Teresa says, what type of videos are these punks posting? I don't watch. Randy told me a lot. I try not to watch to stay calm. So you haven't even watched the video and you've already got a class action lawsuit? Damn. What county does these people live in? Unicoi. I know several lawyers and police in that county if you need help. Kenneth says, she says she's friends with the sheriff. I left with a pump shotgun in hand where there was no law and was just happy to be alive. But I'll fight like a Wolverine if they keep it up. Oh, no. Kenneth then says, 3 pages were given to FEMA, who was in control of that area. I never seen anyone from the sheriff's office there. Well, that's weird, because he's come out several times. I've talked to him about every time, including when we found the dead body. Teresa says, I doubt Sheriff Hensley would stand up for someone threatening other people. That's actually true, because when I reported your threats and your comments, he was the first guy I ran into when I was in the parking lot of the sheriff's office. And when he read what you were typing and your friends were typing, he said, we're not going to put up with bullshit like this. Go make a report right now. I'll get you one of our lead investigators. So that's actually a true statement. He's not going to put up with threats, even online. The problem is all the threats are made by you. They were all your threats and your friends. Talking about showing up and he's bigger than I am, so I'm going to have to kill him. What? Because I told you didn't have to post on Facebook, you could just say it to me? Or because I told you to get away from me, I didn't want to talk to you anymore? Which one were those? The sheriff was very interested in all those, by the way. Good morning to you and Mr. Giggles. Oh, here's his camper. Honestly, it's not that bad. And again, it's undamaged. It's just sitting there 2 spots away from me. It's a small camper. I don't think it has any slide outs or anything, but there you go. It's not that bad. He has a leak underneath one of his lights he needs to fix 6 months ago. So there's that, but I guess it's not bad for one person and a dog, but damn. He's the type of guy that'll come up to you and be like, I was messing around on my camper and I found a leak. And you're like, oh, that sucks. He's like, yeah, it's right here. And you're like, yeah, they leak there sometimes. Yeah, I try to do this, but I don't. He'll just keep going on and on and on and on and on until somebody will be like, fuck, man, I guess I'll go fix it. Are you not going to fix it or call somebody or pay somebody? That's what he wants you to do, right? He just lays out these sob stories. He actually got one of the guys from the campground. He tried to do it to me, and this isn't the first time he's tried to get me to work on his fucking camper for free. But he tried to do it to me with a leak, and he actually got one of the guys to get up on the side of the camper with he convinced the guy to help him cut out and remove one of the goddamn bunk beds out of his camper by just talking about how I don't have any room, and if I was able, I'd get that bunk bed out of there. And I have more respect for somebody who just comes say, hey, can you fix a leak on my camper? Rather than trying to do this weird I don't like feeling like I'm manipulated, right? Or you're trying to manipulate me. If you just come up to me and said, hey, I got a leak, can you fix it when you have some free time? I'd have probably said yes. But this, like, well, you know, I'm old and arthritic, and I got a leak up on the camper, and I can't get to it with these hooks. Okay, that sucks. They have her. I even told him one time, I said, there's a repair guy that everybody uses called like the RV doctor or something. They got his number in the office. Yeah, maybe I'll do that later. But this weird, like, you're trying to, like, he wants me to volunteer to do it like it was my idea, but it wasn't my idea. I don't want to go fucking fix your camper, right? Just, if you need to ask that, just ask it, but don't fucking this beating around the bush shit. It's getting old. But he convinced, it works, right? It works on other people. That's why he tries doing it to me and everybody else he can. Yeah. The rest of the post, I think you guys have seen already. There's the camper they're giving away to him. There's a bunch of the supplies that were bought for him because he lost everything. But he didn't lose everything. He's lying to you people. Ooh. Oh. No, not Brandy. Yeah, he was very lucky. He didn't lose a single thing. The camper is untouched. The water line never reached it. Do you know if it might be for sale? Others were not so lucky as Mr. Woody. Oh, Red Baron, damn it. Damn it, guys. Thank you for sharing that campground GoFundMe. I appreciate it. That doesn't go to me, guys. It goes to the campground, which is part of like a board over it. So, damn, he didn't lose a camper. That's weird. Weird he didn't lose a camper. Ah, man. I thought he lost everything and he couldn't survive and they had to replace it all. He could easily come back there with his Jeep and take everything in his... Even if they wanted to give him a camper and said, well, you know, his camper has a very, 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 like a drip, right, leak. Hell, my camper has a drip leak. Even if they wanted to give him a camper, he could still come get his mattress, his clothes, his food, his supplies, his propane tank, everything else that's in the camper, right? To continue to play like your camper was swept away and you can't recover anything is just a lie. You don't even have to come. Send somebody else. Some of your family members seem like reasonable fucking people. Send them. I'll bring it out to them on a four-wheeler if you want me to. But no, he's got to play. He lost everything, right? He lost it all. It's swept away in the flood. Swept away. Him and Mr. fucking Giggles were just hanging on by a branch. Water up to here. It's terrible. Fucking terrible. Fucking psychopath, dude. Fucking somebody else posted it again. There's no... You're lying. Nothing wrong with his camper. Oof. 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 He really didn't like the picture that I posted of like the camper water line or whatever. That set him off a little bit. So there's that. Anyways, I guess I'm part of a class action lawsuit in his mind. This one. So I posted this picture, but I also posted this one so you can see well, did I? I know I did on the other post. Maybe I didn't. Anyways, I'm not just making up this water line. This water line's accurate. And the way you can check it is you can see the railroad ties were floating. So there's a railroad tie right here, and there's a railroad tie. This is how I redrew it. The brush line and the railroad ties. This is his camper over here. Right here. It's actually, in some of the pictures I posted, you can see my refrigerator. It's right here behind his camper, right? Kind of next to where his power hookup is. Right behind his camper. The reason it's there is because it was floating away in the river. I swam out in the river to recover shit, saw the refrigerator, and drug it over to dry land, probably 5 foot closer to the water than his camper. And it was still sitting there until yesterday when I went and got it. Like, of course he's fucking lying. Kenneth is the dog version of Bert Bert. That's right. Ooh, he does horrible things to that dog, I would imagine. Hi, Mariah, you cold-hearted, ungrateful bitch. That was a little extreme for a welcoming. I can't believe you don't support Trump! Ah! Jesus. It's like a cold opening on The Office. Phil decided to celebrate this most satanic holiday in the world, in case you're wondering. And his followers, most of them aren't even questioning it. This is Phil and Carrie. This is Phil and Carrie. You think his followers would be all over this shit. You'd think. All the satanic, look, one eye covered. Isn't that the thing they do in Hollywood? One eye covered. Look out. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. Satanism. I can already tell. Illuminati, that's right. The Illuminati. Illuminati. I can tell from here it's Illuminati. Some of his followers are like, that's satanic. I can't. You're celebrating the Satan holiday. Yeah. You are participating in the devil's holiday. Someone else said, celebrating the evil. Make your minds up, for fuck's sake. Someone says, yeah, like what? Getting mixed signals here, which makes me question things. I keep asking God for a sign. Maybe I just got one. It was getting pretty extreme there. This is how Will and Murr take donations. So, Patty Gates, you support Will when he's covering what you want, right? You supported him until he exposed your orange Lord and Savior. Honey, get your old ass out of here. I can't wait until you have a black woman president. What was this all about? Somebody sent this to me and was asking about it. This is how Will and Murr take donations. Oh, my God. Tulu's mad right now. Very mad. Take your $200 and choke on it. Dude, it makes me so fucking mad. It makes me so fucking mad when someone's like, I donated and you don't talk about Phil. Or you aren't voting for Trump. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck. I don't know if you think that I appreciate donations, but do you think you get to pick what I say now? Two losing it, two loser. I don't understand what's going on. If you don't like the content I'm doing, you don't have to donate now, but you donated at one point for some reason, right? I don't know. Whatever you think. You got it, I suppose. Maybe you should do a pumpkin photo shoot. Super Christians. You need Jesus, but I'm going to hop into the chat and say, hi, Mariah, you cold-hearted dumb bitch. You need to get right with God, okay? I'm here as a representative from the local Christian church, and I'm letting you know that I think you need to get right with God, okay? Lucifer was on the ballot. You have that. Have you guys, this is bad. This is bad. Hold on just a second. Let me finish this. I was changing some. Oh, subscribers only. Any duration. Save. To Lucifer. Let's see. If I can find it. Hold on. I know it's here somewhere. Let's do this. Tony Hinchcliffe. I give a lot of leeway for comedians, okay? But this probably didn't poll well with a lot of undecided voters, a lot of Puerto Ricans, this probably didn't poll very well. Here we go. Madison Square Garden, Trump rally. He's a comedian. He has a show, what is it, Kill Tony? Where he brings up comedians for like a minute or whatever, and they do like a short act. A lot of them have never been on stage before and shit. He does that, and he's Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan made him famous, basically.
Madison Square Garden, how we feeling, huh? Wow, isn't this special? 17 years ago, I was sleeping in my car behind the Comedy Store in LA, and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the damn world. The American dream, alive and well, right here. This is very different than where I'm used to performing, though. I'm used to nighttime with people drinking, not so many babies in the crowd, and people that are obviously only here for Lee Greenwood tonight. Normally, I don't make my political beliefs a known thing. It's divisive for a comedian to do that, but just know I sleep well at night knowing who I'm voting for. Yeah. When I lay down and my head hits my pillow, it is a fantastic pillow, by the way. I was staying at the Four Seasons up by Central Park one night, and I laid my head down, and it felt so good, and I thought to myself, what an amazing pillow. I have a little bit of money now. I could buy a good pillow, and I took the pillowcase off, and there it was, my pillow, my pillow, my pillow. And damn it, I bought 4 of them. And if you use the promo code KillTony, you can also buy 4 my pillows.
That's pretty funny.
There's serious stuff happening, people. I live in the great state of Texas now. 18 years in
all of Joe Rogan's people are going to Austin.
Ohio, 20 years in California, and I got to see California turn to absolute horrendous thing. And traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities.
I'm weird. I'll tell you, I'm weird about pillows. I sleep on like a super flat pillow on my arm because I've never found a pillow I really like. But I definitely don't like my pillow version of pillows.
The greatest downfalls I've ever seen, and that is where the other candidate worked for 2 decades, and it's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people,
So that was obviously it's comedy, right? He's a comedian, but that was a joke at the Latinos saying they're all illegal, even the Trump ones.
Welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And, you used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio, and there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay.
So that was the one that got him the hate. There's a floating island of garbage in the ocean right now. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
An island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay, all right, okay, we're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here, all right, very good.
Following the national anthem?
I like it. I have other policies that I think it should be implemented as well. Like me personally, I think football should be all year round. Yeah, so many great athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson. Feels good in here. The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you guys want.
He was choking before.
Cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys, this is a groany little morning crowd, huh? It's tough to follow this audition.
Oh, is that a black joke?
Wow. Heck yeah. It's cool. Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you guys want. All right. Heck yeah. It's cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness.
A cool black guy with a lampshade on his head. Then he said we carved watermelons together.
Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys, this is a groany little morning crowd, huh? It's tough to follow this audition for the next Commissioner Gordon's over here. It is, though. It's crazy times we're living in. I mean, all these pointless wars.
Wow.
It is unbelievable what's happening right now. It is incredible. Ukraine versus Russia, Israel, it's like bad soccer games. Who even cares? What are we doing? Why is our money involved in these wars? When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. You also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking. Hillary Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today.
Well, you did just kind of do the Puerto Rico thing, the black thing, then the Palestinian thing. So I don't know.
Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime, and she calls him Hitler. Let me remind you, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns. Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming. By the way, if I commit suicide in 3 weeks, I didn't. I mean, it's just obvious to me who the right candidate is. There's a guy out here dodging bullets. It is unbelievable, right? He took it right in the ear.
He probably should have backed off, except for like really fucking really easy, simple jokes, like maybe about the Hillary Clinton or what, like other political opponents against Trump, people against Trump, and then made more of a speech instead of trying to do a whole set full of jokes, because some of these are not going to hit, dude. They're going to crucify him for some of these.
Unbelievable. I thought about this. I don't know if you have. Coolest place to get shot. Like, if you're gonna get shot anywhere on your body, that's where you want it. Right there. Technically, he got shot in the head, depending on if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed. If you're a Republican, he survived the headshot. It is. It's the best place to get shot. It's the only part of the human body will drive a piercing through like a little girl's ear for no reason. Right? There's just no, it heals fast. Nobody cares. It's the best place to get shot.
Joe Rogan couldn't even see the mark. That's right.
He went down, saw blood on his hands. I'd imagine he thought right then, I think I just won this shit. Stands up and says the most American words I've ever heard in my life. No. Before that, there was one more. Let me get my shoes. Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking.
Yeah, if he was in a bar or something, it would have went over a lot better. He's made a lot worse jokes than this. But at a political rally where tension's already high, racism's already been thrown around quite a bit.
Like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life.
I think Trump is so desperate for star power, they probably don't ask anybody what they're going to say or do, right? Because he doesn't have any star power on his side. Hell, and fucking Lee Greenwood's there with the Trump Bible they make in China.
Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I got to get the hell out of here.
I think the only way a black person watermelon jokes stands now is if a black person says it.
Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I got to get the hell out of here. Let me get my shoes. And then the fight. What he did was so cool that Biden got COVID. Oh Oh yeah, go back, look at the timeline of everything again. 3 days after that. That means that Biden, he didn't get that from hanging out with sick people. He was in a sterile room in the White House, watching blood running down Trump's face as he pumps his fist. Biden's like, oh fuck, oh God, no. It's true. Trump survived an assassination attempt and Biden got COVID. We vote next week. God voted 3 months ago. Another great Austin, Texas resident, Elon Musk, will be speaking here later today. Unbelievable. Genius.
Yeah, I mean, it doubles down to the MAGA supporters, right? Most of them, because they're just so blind. They get up there and say anything, right? But he doesn't need, he's already got all the MAGA support.
You guys saw him shoot that rocket into outer space, the largest aircraft ever, fires it off into space, and then parallel parks it back to planet Earth. Meanwhile, Kamala supporters can't parallel park their Toyota Priuses properly. Sorry, I listen to Elon Musk. I follow his lead. The world's smartest, richest man has my attention. Except for when it comes to stock trading, then I listen to Nancy Pelosi. But censorship is amongst us, people. It's a very, very, very big deal, and I'm just here to say that you guys are for the right candidate. Tell your friends. Let's close it out, and let's make speech free again, make America healthy again. Let's beat the team from California. The team from New York should beat the team from California, not only in this election, but in the World Series of baseball, America's sport. I love you, New York. God bless New York. God bless America. Let's make it great again. I love you. Thank you.
Pretty rough. Pretty rough. And then you got Elon Musk dancing around like a fuck. Hold on. I never got to cover this. This Elon Musk jumping on stage behind Trump. What the fuck? Who let him do this?
So many different great things. Where is he? Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here.
Look at him.
Take off.
Hold on. Let me slow it down. It was too fast. It was too fast.
In generations, and his rocket company is the
His belly's hanging out and shit.
only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
He's so fucking weird, dude.
Hi, everyone.
That was me jumping back there.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
That landed. That joke landed.
Kamala Harris shouldn't have a job. She has no skills. How did we wind up with a system where Kamala Harris, you couldn't change the tire on your truck, much less drive it? How did she wind up at the top of the pyramid? And then once she's there, she lectures you like you did something. It's too much. You can't allow that. It's an offense against the truth, against reality, and against justice itself. And the second reason you can't allow it is very familiar to anyone who has children, which is if you allow it, you will encourage more of it. If you allow people to get away with things that are completely over the top and outrageous, if you allow your 2-year-old to smear the contents of his diapers on the wall of your living room, and you do nothing about it, if you allow your 14-year-old to light a joint at the breakfast table, if you allow your hormone-addled 15-year-old daughter to slam the door of her bedroom and give you the finger, you're going to get more of it. And those kids are going to wind up in rehab. It's not good for you, and it's not good for them. No. There has to be a point at which dad comes home.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Dad comes home. And he's pissed. Dad is pissed. He's not vengeful. He loves his children. Disobedient as they may be, he loves them. Because they're his children, they live in his house. But he's very disappointed in their behavior. And he's going to have to let them know. He's going to have to get to your room right now and think about what you did.
This is some type of weird fantasy here, guys. Like, no one... Tucker doesn't have kids, does he?
In their behavior. And he's going to have to let them know. He's going to have to get to your room right now and think about what you did. And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl.
What? What?
Room right now and think about what you did. And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl.
You've been a bad girl. If I see a dad say that to his daughter, especially like a teenage daughter, I'm reporting him. You've been a bad girl.
You've been a bad little girl and you're getting a vigorous...
That's what Tulu said about Mariah.
What you did. And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now. And no, it's not going to hurt me more than it hurts you. No, it's not. I'm not going to lie. This is going to hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this. You're getting a vigorous...
It just keeps getting worse.
You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now. And no, it's not going to hurt me more than it hurts you. No, it's not. I'm not going to lie. This is going to hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this. You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl. And it has to be this way. It has to be this way because it's true. And you're only going to get better when you take responsibility for what you did. That's not said in the spirit
creepy.
of hate. It's not said in the spirit of vengeance or bigotry.
It's so very creepy.
It's said in the spirit of justice, which is the purest and best thing there is. And without it, things fall apart. The Democratic Party machine, and notice I'm not beating up on Kamala Harris, who's just a hapless victim who happened to be there in the right color, so they grabbed her. Tim Walz, they needed some, whatever Tim Walz is. They needed a weak man because it is the party of weak men and unhappy women. One of which leads to the other, by the way. Where you find weak men, you will inevitably find unhappy women. Sorry. And they make them on purpose. They weaken the men to drive the women insane to have the most consistent voting bloc ever in the history of politics. Unhappy women made unhappy by weak men. But it could be anybody. It could be anybody. Kamala Harris is just a stand-in. She's a cardboard cutout. She has a soul. God created her. I'm not attacking her humanity. But there's nothing there. It doesn't matter. If it wasn't Kamala Harris, it would be, I don't know, Pete Buttigieg or whatever. Who are these people? It doesn't matter. They're the cutouts. They work for the machine. They're totally dispensable. They're replaceable. And they need to have limits set for them.
That is very creepy. That's a little much for sure. You got my vote. Anyways, guys, I guess that's it. I got to get back to the campground. I got to ride my one wheel all the way in. So it's pretty dark, but I printed a flashlight mount for it. So we'll see how that works now. I forgot my headlamp. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Check out the GoFundMe if you want to. Support the stream at coldbeer.fund if you can. If you can't, we'll figure something out. My unemployment is fucking held up. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm supposed to have a waiver for job searches, so I don't have to hike out 2 miles and fucking go to job searches, but it didn't go through, so they just denied my claim. So I got to go back and do something. I don't know. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here, hanging out with me. I'll try to be back as often as I can. we'll see. Stuff's kind of slowing down. We're getting into a rhythm at the campground, so maybe I start coming in more often. If we get a road, it'll be good. Damn it. Right at the end? Right at the end? I am kind of an asshole. See, Tulu could have done that, you know? She could have done that. You ungrateful, stupid bitch, Mariah. How you doing? Yeah, I got a flag. I usually wear a headlamp. Thank you for the donation, by the way. I usually wear a headlamp and a jacket, and I like put it to the side because you ride it kind of like a skateboard, so it's not like straight on. But I got a flashlight that I can mount to the board tonight. I actually bought. There was a 5-pack of these rechargeable flashlights on sale at Tractor Supply, so I got it instead of a headlamp and printed a mount for it. So we'll see how it works. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thank you for that donation. Want to support the show? Support it online. I got to figure out my unemployment because I'm just not employed at the campground anymore. They had to shut everything down. Even though I'm helping, that's just because it's my home, right? Trying to get it set up for the wife and kids and make it easier for them. But yeah, that'll probably go through all winter. And then maybe I'll have a job again there in the spring. If not, I'll have to do something else. But support the show if you can. I appreciate it. If you can't, that's cool. And don't support the show if you expect me to support Trump. I don't. Yeah, we'll check it out. Yeah, I got to appeal it. So I went in person. They gave me a waiver and said it's approved. They said you'll have no problem with it. It'll be as smooth as can be when they ask you about the job search, because you have to fill out like the name of the company, who you talked to, what position you talked to them about, the times you were there or time you called or whatever, all that for the job searches. They said there won't be any problem. Just put that you didn't do the job search and the waiver will take care of it and it'll be approved. And you'll never even notice that anything's different. And they approved me all the way through December because we probably won't have a road for months. And I did my certification or whatever and put it in, and instantly they got denied. So I appealed that decision and told them that I had a waiver, but we'll see. That was 4 or 5 nights ago. I'm supposed to recertify tonight, recertify on Saturday or Sundays, but I don't know how to. I don't know. Either way, we'll check it out. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. We'll see you about the next one. Support the show. Support the GoFundMe if you can. That's our home and where me and Mariah both work. So if you can support them, I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you about the next one. You guys have a good night. And don't do anything Phil would do. If there's a pumpkin on your head at any point, you did something wrong. Unless it's just got one round mouth hole, then you're doing something right.
Particular show, you don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit.
Where my true believer?
Y'all need Jesus.
Praise the Lord, head to the extreme.
All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped them to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is gonna be it." bitch. Wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. What are you doing? Stop. Stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Give me oh my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bench, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't.
Have a good night, guys. See you on the next one.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off.
Still not voting for Trump. I'd vote for another flood to come before I'd vote for Trump.
Better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking. He was doing so well. It's all over.